Thursday night in the Metaverse, feeling hype. Matthew and Rizzle, they're on the mic. Welcome to the WIP, hold on tight. Lightning strikes, the energy's high. With fam in the virtual sky. New speakers, new stories, don't be shy. Crypto knowledge, we're in the know. With fam, we break virtual worlds. There's thunder as the lightning twirls. Paradox behind the lens, making moves. Renegades on the audio, no time to lose. Show's got the afties let the good times cruise. Show's got the afties let the good times cruise.
Mic check. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
There we go. What's up, y'all? Dialing in from very frigid, it's not sunny now because it's literally like 5 a.m. But Seoul, South Korea. Stoked to be here. We have some announcements coming today, so we'll keep my spiel a little bit short for today. And with that, dude, Rizzle, you want to take the mic and get the train rolling for today's show?
It's like I'm gonna keep my announcements short. Here, the mic, Rizzle. Yo, I got you. Do a little housekeeping first. Let's see. If you're in HyperFi, if you're not in HyperFi, you should be, because we're going to be wandering around a little bit. If you hear a whole bunch of hibachi music in the background, mute your tab so that you can hear what's going on here in Discord or hear the audio properly. Drop the link to HyperFi right there. So let's see, if you hear me now, we are in the general channel of the Discord, so make your way in there, and that's where all links will be dropped. And if you have a question for any of today's speakers, drop them in the general channel. And show is on hiatus for another couple weeks, I believe, or maybe just another week. I don't know. We'll find show. But anyway, we need a fake show. Usually it's easy to potentially relay some questions, so I can do that, or someone can step it up, or whatever. So if you have questions, drop them in the general channel. We'll sort it out. And let's see. Shout out Foxy Yoga for holding down the pre-whip as always. Shout out Dragonate for helping cross stream this shit everywhere and clarifying exactly how it works. It's like Twitch to YouTube, no, Twitch to Twitter to YouTube. Anyway, I'm grabbing the link of the live stream in case y'all are lazy and can't get into HyperFi and want to listen to us there. So let's see what else. We have a YouTube channel. Speaking of that. So I'm going to drop the link to that. If you missed last week was great with George Boya, Hidden Forces, excuse me, and with the help of Fractillions, we spawned a million ridiculous things in HyperFi V2, and it was one of the more fun hands-on whips that we've done in a very long time. So check that one out if you missed it, and we should absolutely go back and do something like that again. If you're in the parcel and you want to do it in Metaverse proper, you can go sign the guest book. It is up by the front stage. If you want to cheat, I'm going to drop it in the general channel of the Discord here. Make sure you sign that. You'll be getting a gift from Fabiano and Patrizia, as always this week, as well as some WIP coin in your pocket just for coming through. So sign the guest book when you have a chance. And let's see. We got Paradox in the house, so we're gonna do a proper group shot at the end here. So once again, make sure you're in the parcel. And I think that's about everything for now. I'm gonna let Matt break the big news and explain a little bit about what's going on. And then when Matt is either exhausted or feeling too awkward and wants to pass the mic over again, we can take a little tour of the WIP gallery here and have a little fun. So Matt, tell people what the fuck is going on, man.
Goddamn lawyers is what's going on, basically. Throwing the lawyers under the bus, the train, all the things. But like life update. So I think most folks here know that I've been working with Cameron, previous co-founder from Cent, on a new venture. Recently, we literally over the past 2 weeks, this is not public information either. We joined forces with another project that we've closely worked with. It's not public yet, so I actually can't even say the names yet until all the documents are signed and everything like that. But given the nature of that new arrangement, and because we're all co-founders here and we're actively investing, the lawyers have advised all of us that if we have any pre-existing commitments or anything like that, that could be misconstrued as taking time away from the new venture, that we'll need to cleanly separate ourselves from those activities. And like the WIP is obviously a very important part, has been a very important part of my life for the past, and Rizzles and like everyone else in the WIP fam for like 7 years almost at this point. And because that can be misconstrued as taking time away from the new thing, I unfortunately need to sever the ties with the WIP and walk away. But because the WIP is an ongoing entity that's supported by the WIP fam, and especially the WIP crew and Rizzle and Drago and everyone else that's a part of the WIP crew, it is in good hands and will continue on with its mission to make the metaverse as weird as humanly possible. Yeah. So the WIP is continuing on. Nothing's going to change there. It's probably, honestly, even in better hands now. It's going to get weirder over time. But I will no longer be saying boom at the beginning of the shows, nor at the end, as we segue either to the afties or whatever will punctuate each of the week's weird WIPs. So, yeah. I'm necking myself too. Quan. That's it. Rizzle, take the mic away from my fucking awkward ass right now, please.
So we have a question from Trislet. Dragonate, did you record that boom so we can use it in the future? Yes, I believe we have that. So we'll find creative ways for Matt to awkwardly live on, just like we have Song a Day Man. So if anyone has a question for Matt or what he's got going on, realize that he's surrounded by lawyers right now and can only give out so much information. But for real, if you have questions for Matt or what he's got going on that he can try and answer, please feel free to drop them in the general channel. So I'm like, anyway, so we had a guest lineup for this week, and Matt was like, maybe I'll just make like a little announcement at the end. And then our guest had to bump to the next week, and then I just like didn't line anything up after that. I was like, you know what? Fuck Matt, and like wanting to like sort of go out quietly here. We're just gonna make this whole fucking thing about Matt. And rightfully so. Matt founded this shit like 10,000 years ago and everything. So anyway, if anyone has any questions for Matt, drop them in the general channel. If you're in world, I'm the frog. Follow me, please, and over to the WIP gallery. If you should spawn in on top of the turtle, looking right at Matt by design, and then come down the turtle, which has nothing to do with Matt really, and into the WIP gallery here, where it's barely functioning because I crammed so many MP4s. Hang on, I'm going to screen share. Let me see. All right, cool. All right, so it's barely functioning because I crammed in so many GIFs and MP4s from very old WIPs, and across the spectrum of different ones, and I included as many WIP moments as I could find. And there's a funny story. It looks like there's two of the same, but they are actually not the same. So anyway, if I'm going to open up the mics and either let people ask some questions or say something to Matt or whatever. And if no one wants to excuse me, say much of anything, I'm just going to tell you a bunch of fucking stories about the WIP and Matt's involvement, and y'all are going to listen to it because Matt needs a proper send-off. So Paradox has a question. He wants to know what's going to happen with the pod. I know the answer to that, but in the spirit of like following protocol, I'm going to toss it to Matt.
Yeah, so we recorded a final episode. It will be released very soon. That addresses all that. Yeah, but the pod also will be paused indefinitely.
So this is the part where if anyone has anything to say, anyone wants to say anything to Matt, I'll give you all an opportunity. I posted like a whole bunch of, again, different images. Most of these Paradox made, actually I think almost all of these Paradox made. I possibly recorded the GIF in the front saying Dragonate rugged us all, and Russ saying he loves show. But beyond that, I think Paradox is responsible for the large portion of these and has truly done some incredible work, making sure a lot of the history that Matt has put a ton of his time and effort into has lived on and will continue to live on long after Matt, goes and does his thing. So give people an opportunity to say something. Otherwise, I'm gonna tell some stories. Or Matt, if you want to say anything, man, if you, as we're walking through here and everything, but I'm going to tell stories about you, man, if no one else wants to.
No, it's like, already seeing like some of the memories you're going to bring up, like we've lived all of this, all these moments over the years. So like I have my takes and like the highlights and everything like that. And we'll continue to carry all those with me heading forward. But I'm honestly curious, like from your perspective, like how all this shit went down, like these moments that you highlighted. Yeah, man.
So let's talk about it. So the WIP was born fucking a long ass time ago. I don't know. And anyway, before the hype cycle, and we were just sort of like, it was much like it is today, but smaller. A handful of enthusiasts, mostly in crypto voxels, and then the hype cycle hit, and the metaverse shit blew up, and so suddenly we had our own token, our own storefront in OpenSea. We were creating WIP moments that people were collecting with the coin that they were earning from attending the events and everything, and it was like the Meta Olympics happened. It was like quite the heyday for the WIP, and if you look at some of these moments, some of these ones with the Token Smart Amphitheater are just fucking packed, and the Bronx Zoo as well is one of my favorite ones. But what's funny is I was like, this is one of the last, if not the last WIP that Matt will be hosting. Hopefully he can continue to join us. But I was like, what we should do today? We should go to Matt's spot in Crypto Voxels, which we did maybe like a year ago or something like that. And, it was designed by a lot of money, and it has an incredible amount of really famous crypto art in it from famous crypto artists. And I was like, that would be a great place. Oh, that's great, Fabiano. Something vintage about Matt. Yeah, feel free to drop vintage Matt shit in the general channel. I was like, it'd be great to go back to Matt's place in Crypto Voxels, and then I tried to load Crypto Voxels, and everything's fucking broken. I couldn't even get in there, and I was like, well, that's fitting. So anyway, I decked out the parcel with some of the WIP moments that I was able to scrape together that didn't have a huge amount of megabytes, so they didn't break the parcel. So I'm going to tell again some stories about that. Yes, Hidden Forces showed up late. He wants to know, is Matt going to the moon station or something? We'll just throw it back to Matt. Matt's feeling very awkward right now. We're going to let him continuously explain himself.
Yeah, dude, Hidden. I joining a new venture, and lawyers, again, just throwing the lawyers under all the buses today. They advised us that we need to exit any potential conflicts with the new venture that could take away any amount of our time that we would focus on it. So no longer able to say boom at the beginning of the WIP anymore, or line up guests or anything like that. If that makes sense. Really fucking take this mic back, goddammit.
Okay. We're gonna keep this going, man. Yeah, I know, right? Hidden Forces. I know. We're gonna figure it out. So the other side of this is, Matt and I have been meeting, and Dragonate as well, and so I'll be steering the ship alongside of Dragonate, who will be, running the engine as he always has, and I'll get some more about that. So. Fear not, the WIP will live on, and we're gonna keep this shit running just like we always have, and hopefully take this as an opportunity to restructure and level up a little bit, But fucking Matt is the embodiment of all of this, and will obviously be really, really missed. So, good question from Trislet. Matt, are you restricted from attending Rizzlefest?
No restrictions there. No restrictions there.
Elbow wants to know, Rizzle, is Matt allowed to come to the WIP as fam? Maybe not explicitly fam, but maybe he can lurk anonymously. I don't know. What's the deal, Matt?
No. Like WIP fam is that's where I will be with the WIP fam.
Good shit.
No, just no longer part of the WIP crew. That is like the most important distinction. If anyone.
Hidden Forces says Rizzlefest 9000 on the coast that I can't pronounce, or I'll probably butcher it if I try to, but I'm down for that. So the WIP was born early on. We hit the hype cycle. We made all these and this was like peak WIP hype cycle here, where we had like people just pouring in. I'm looking at the WIP moments here. People just pouring in from like who the fuck knows where, trying to like scavenge our coin. Our guest lists were getting botted. It was just like that crazy time when like NFTs were just popping off, and we were at the center of it all. And we were like actually tinkering with WIP Asia. And so Matt, tell them about WIP Asia, man. This is like some WIP lore that not a lot of people probably remember or know about at this point. It was like what, an 8-month stretch or something like that, maybe even a little bit longer.
It was basically like a year before I came back to the States, where we were like, well, we have the WIP, Thursdays, 12 p.m. Pacific. At the time, I was literally in Asia, and a lot of the guests that I was trying to wrangle in were also in Asia, like Animoca, all those folks, even like the Axie team. So it was just like, hey, like maybe we throw together, and folks in Australia as well. So it was like, hey, maybe we do something that aligned more with Asia times. So we actually we had multiple concurrent WIPs each week, different time zones, where we were doing the same thing but different, with different guests, and different speakers and stuff like that. And the hope, the dream at the time was like, oh wow, like maybe we just we create a WIP that will be 12 p.m. in whatever local time zone heading forward, that anyone could pop in at any given time. It was a cool dream, but also it was incredibly taxing. And the WIP crew was the WIP crew, basically the same WIP crew we have now. So folks were like staying up late in their own time zones. It ended up not working out, and we're just like, fuck it, let's just keep the WIP.
Dude, I'm looking at the back of one of these WIP moments. Oh, it's from January. So it's almost from what year is this shit? It's from 2020, January 10th. And we had 467 people in the in-world guests and the voice channels. If that gives you any like context of the volume of people who were turning out for this thing, and it was fucking crazy and getting like really unwieldy. And I was also, and Matt was like, yeah, I'm in Asia, come get up at fucking whatever in the morning and come host this thing with me. And then Matt had a baby like live during WIP Asia. And that is, I don't know how WIP Baby became like sort of, the central focus of these postcards, but whoever came up with the text, I think it was Paradox, but WIP Baby was like sending postcards to people, and we were all running ourselves ragged trying to fucking get up at crazy hours to tap into the Asian market, and honestly, it worked. People were coming out
WIP
for
Baby
it.
was born during the main WIP, not a WIP Asia, actually.
Oh, is that true? I trust you more than me, man. I was about to say, are you sure? My bad.
It was like the official WIP, so I was like, oh my god, we got a baby coming, we got a WIP today. I was like, bro, can't join the WIP today. WIP's in labor. Like, dude, I was so conflicted. That was the first WIP that I had ever missed.
That's true.
Point.
It's true. True story. For some reason, maybe I got stuck doing WIP Asia because you had just had a baby, and I was like, fuck, man, I just had a baby. I should do WIP Asia on my own that night or whatever. And then shout out Scott. Scott's out there somewhere and took over WIP Asia for a little while and kept that rolling. And it was a fucking wild time. And then a lot of transitions happened. Token Smart changed hands. We joined up with Meme Explorers. the entire fucking market bottomed out, and we never really broke stride at all. And a lot of the shit on the left is just like a compilation of random Paradox videos from across the years, but I wish they had dates on them. Some of them might. Anyway, so we kept this shit going for fucking ever, and Matt's WIP baby's like 10,000 years old, and I believe that was the first baby. That was definitely the first baby born during the WIP, but I think not the last. If anyone knows that bit of trivia, I can't recall, but I'm almost positive we had at least one other baby born during the WIP. And a lot of dentist appointments. I don't know if anyone has, noticed that as well. This is a pregnant pause intentionally, in case anyone has a question or wants to say anything. And if not, yeah, of course.
Paradox also had a baby that overlapped with the WIP that caused us both to mute it. So we missed that. There was like a wedding, I think, that happened at a WIP previously. I don't know. Did we crash a wedding in CryptoVoxels or something? Like, I just remember there was a WIP, someone got married, there was nuptials or something like that. Could be misremembering that too.
Go ahead, Paradox, jump in. Help us clarify. You've been here forever.
I mean, I can't remember the wedding. I mean, there's so much that has happened. It's hard to kind of pinpoint like very specific bits like that. Can I just give a spew? It's not really about questions or anything. Just kind of some thoughts around it.
Yes, now is the time to spew.
Cool. Well, without making this sound like a funeral, and it's gonna get gooey, but Matt, you've been an inspiration, dude. And you have encouraged me and so many people over the years to share their art and their projects. And I've talked about this before, but back in like the early days of CV, so just before I joined the WIP, I remember I think I attended 1 or 2 WIPs, and then I was doing some other random project called I can't remember what it was called. And I remember like talking to Matt, and then basically trying to get him to come like talk at our like some event we did, and I was like, oh shit, I'm nervous. This guy's a celebrity, because like in the scene there really weren't that many people back then, and I remember getting nervous. But like now I know you very well. But yeah, then I joined the WIP, and it's all history. But that was early days. But then since then, I've worked on a bazillion projects that like Matt has like thrown specifically to me, and I've got involved in all the shit and all the wacky projects the WIP's done, and like a lot of it's been through Rizzle, but like largely like in terms of like paid work and projects, it's mostly been through Matt, and that's kind of like shaped my experience over the last kind of 5 years. So I mean, I've said this before, but I'll be eternally grateful to you, dude. And it is the end of an era, I think. The WIP will go on, but I don't think it'll be quite the same without you. It's going to evolve into something different, I'm sure. But don't be a stranger. And you better goddamn be at Rizzle Fest, or I think many of us will be quite annoyed with you. But if you're ever in London or anything, hit me up. I'll definitely come get a drink with you. Cheers, dude. I love you. Paradox out.
Love you too, bro. I do remember that early walkabout, setting the stage, like hearing your process, how you're thinking about the angles and how to capture things, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is the videographer of the metaverse, and it was just like, how do we work more together? Because if you can click walking around the janky world that CryptoVoxels was, it's like you can do anything you want together, right? You can persevere through whatever, you can do all the things, and you really help level up the WIP with your production, right? Especially the post WIP trailers that you made, highlighting and adding sound and just trying to have this gloss to what this janky production of ours was, and it attracted a lot more people in than I could have imagined. And seeing you move from project to project, and having other founders like reach out to me like for references, and it's just like I couldn't sing your praises loud enough in what you can bring and what you actually do bring and have brought to whatever you participate in. As someone that is just always ride or die, always so trustworthy, no matter where you are, no matter who your counterparties are. It's, you're the best, bro. You honestly are the best. So yeah, sending
Thanks,
all the
man.
love and flowers back your way.
And I'm sure lots of other people are thinking this that have been here from the start, but just take a snapshot of like the first time you met Matt to now, and just think how much crazy stuff has gone down. So I'll always appreciate you. And dude, whatever you're doing next, I'm excited to hear as and when you can. But seriously, good luck. Whatever you do, it's going to be gold. We all know it.
Riz will take the mic. Let no pregnant pauses or awkward silences persist.
We're gonna do at least one more like pregnant pause or awkward silence, especially when I get a mic check. Is mine working? I had to stop streaming because I think my shit is like running. All right, cool. Pregnant pause. If anyone wants to say anything to Matt, otherwise I'm going to talk at you a little bit more and tell you a little bit about what's coming next and what to expect and everything. And but before I bore you with this, we'll have another pregnant pause in case anyone wants to hop on the mic and talk shit on Matt, sling some hatred, tell a funny Matt story, whatever you want to do, or nothing, and I'll just keep going.
Well, I suppose this means we have to reset the Matt Rug counter. So there we go. No, I will not get back in the box. You have no power here. Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah, I think Drago, the box. We talk about this on the pod, but in the early days of the whip, it was so janky, especially the audio. We were like wrangling in like literally eight guests a show. The who's who, artists, builders, you name it. They were like, yeah, why not? Like we can jump on and go into crypto boxes and do some weird stuff. But the audio never effing worked. I mean, as with most things in crypto voxels, the in-world audio was jank. It didn't work. Some people could hear things, others couldn't. Some speakers could hear it was terrible. And it was just like week over week, and like Trizlets in the audience, we would hop on the Token Smart podcast and like have therapy sessions to kind of like assuage our like crazy like sadness and like embarrassment from that week's episode of the whip that just like failed because no one could hear anything, and it was a mess. And then Drago appeared and jumped in a Discord DM, was like, I think I can fix audio problems. And I was just like, yes, whatever, however you can do this, let's do it. And literally from that next week, the audio problems died. Like that, the audio problems, like I every time after the whip ends, we hear that song, like audio problems died with Dragon Name. As far as I'm concerned, week to week, certain things pop up. Some speakers don't understand how to use technology. But Drago really saved the whip, because if he had not appeared, like we could not have continued on, just because it just literally did not work. And our solution was to put him literally in a box in Crypto Voxels with this like hidden in-world microphone that he linked and synced to Discord and all the other places. And yeah, anyway, so the whip doesn't exist without Drago. Drago was the very first member of the whip crew that very quickly and rapidly expanded after he joined and kind of created the crew, essentially, outside of me, Rizzle, and at the time Jimmy and Trizlet. So yeah, so Drago is so core lore of the whip, and yeah, every time I hear that song, I think about you, bro.
Thank you. That makes me feel good.
if you came in here late, we are mourning the virtual death of Matt and saying mournful things about Matt. No, I'll let another pregnant pause go by. If anyone else wants to hop on the mic and say anything to Matt. Otherwise, I got a couple quick stories, and then I'll fill you in on a few things. But first, if anyone else wants to go first, feel free to hop on. Is very pregnant. This is a page out of Show's book. I'm sad that Show's not here for the awkward pauses because Show did that a few times, and I was like, man, this is really uncomfortable. And Show's like, basically like, haha, fuck you, I did that on purpose. Anyway, feel free to interrupt if anyone's inspired and wants to hop on the mic at some point. I should probably say something about Matt because Matt's been my fucking homie since before anyone gave a shit about any of this. Matt and I were both on Scent grinding for no reason because it went nowhere. But we were both like, you know what we should do? We should start a podcast that goes on for like 7 years about shit that no one really cared about at all at the time. But Matt and I were just like nerding out, and Scent was a really fun platform. And with that, and we started doing the podcast early, started doing the WIP early when, again, nobody really gave a shit about any of this. And so by proxy of that, Matt and I met everybody who was anybody coming through the industry early on, like all the legendary builders, everyone came through the WIP or through our podcast or both during those early days, especially. And then of course, everything grew exponentially and everything. But for me, there was a pivotal point in time, and I talk about this on the podcast a little bit too, where it was the first NFT NYC that I went to, where they're in like 2019. I think it was 2019. I don't think it was 2018. It doesn't matter. There was like, 150 people total there, and they weren't all even there at the same time. Yeah, 2019. It was in one little place. Jin was there. Devin Finzer from OpenSea. Josie had like a tiny little booth in a sweaty corner that was so uncomfortable to go to. I felt bad for her. That was the first time I met her. And Matt was like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time, but I was like up on the leaderboard and Scent forever. Matt and I had started our podcast, and he was like, come hang out. A bunch of the Scent team's going to be there. And I was like, I'm not going to do that shit. This seems crazy. No one gives a fuck about this. And then Matt, Matt sort of turned up the heat a little bit, and he was like, come on, man, just fucking come hang out, see how it is. It'll be fun. We get to meet a bunch of people. And I think when I think about Matt and Matt's impact on myself and my longevity out here in Web3, I think about that moment a lot because I was really on the fence. I was like, dude, I don't know, Matt. Matt could be some fucking weirdo who's trying to take me away or some shit, for fucking running the board on Scent for too long. And so I was really 50-50 about all that, and then went up there, and that was really the start of everything for me because not only did that really solidify my relationship with Matt. We hung out the entire time, and or at least often enough. And I met Jim up there, and from there, Jim and I started Avastars and NFT 42. Right, but it was a roll of dice. This is back in the I'm talking to Cheddar Queso. He could have been a predator, exactly. And I was like, this is early days of Web3 too, when everyone was very, very anon, and there was a big emphasis on maintaining anonymity. And so that was another part of it. I was like, am I really going to put my face out there? And hang on, what do we got here? The Scent team. Hang on, I can't read all this while I'm telling the story. So anyway, so that was a pivotal moment, and Matt really strong-armed me into coming up to NFT NYC, and it was one of the better decisions I've ever made, honestly. And kudos to Matt for pushing me into doing that, because once again, I wouldn't be here rambling on the mic to all of y'all had I not continued to push forward with that and everything else. So Matt, I appreciate you, man. We've been doing this shit for so long, and I think one of the reasons that it's worked very well this entire time is, doing the podcast and the WIP and everything is, Matt and I often have different takes on things, and we run in like slightly different circles, but have a lot of the same friends in the industry and the fam here and everything, and so it's been very weirdly easy and seamless to even say work with Matt. It feels kind of weird because this doesn't feel like work. This is like a fun thing that we've just kept doing out of love. We talk on the podcast, the upcoming podcast, about how we never got paid for any of this shit. Maybe that still happens at some point now that Matt's gone. But in the meantime, we had some sponsors and some donors and shit like that over the years, but never really hit it out of the park. Although, like I said, the WIP will continue to go on. So, but I feel very grateful for Matt, sort of dragging me into this sphere that he had already been a part of, and sort of throwing this really uncomfortable going away party for him. Feels appropriate. It wouldn't feel right for Matt to follow up some fucking artist. No, I'm just kidding. We actually had a really cool guest lineup. If anyone else will do another pregnant pause, if anyone else wants to say anything, otherwise we are going to take a weird group shot in Hyperfi. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about what's coming up and what to expect from the WIP, and we'll take it from there. So pregnant pause. Matt, if you want to say anything else, and I'll do one more of these before the end too, but give me 1 sec. I'm going to drop the link to the parcel so people can come in for the group shot. Come to the gallery. Or maybe not. Maybe Paradox will give us different directions. But anyway, pregnant pause.
The screenshot I shared above, by the way, that you got distracted by. That's my the email that I sent to send when I had first signed up, like within the first month, I think, because I was having issues connecting my wallet, and it was a rather frustrated message, which was Matt's first impression of me. So probably kind of sad, but I think it's funny. Sorry,
super
what?
Surly, super sour, very, very demanding right away. Just like, what the hell? And I try to counter it with some like a nice like, hey, I hear you. I get the frustration. And yeah, we've been friends ever since.
See, sometimes it works out. I'm still like that. I still have the same kind of attitude, generally speaking. So, I mean, hey, it made friends once. Why not again, right?
We are all guilty of trolling Matt. That's actually one of the things that I will miss the most, and one of the things that I appreciate about Matt the most as well, because I give and Dragonate and a lot of people who come through here. I goof around with Matt and I troll him and I give him a hard time sometimes, and same thing with Dragonate, but they don't know it's love, and it's always been good and everything. So I encourage everyone to continue to troll Matt moving forward. Please let that remain a solid WIP tradition from here on out. Anyone else want to say anything? Otherwise, I got an image I have to drop in the general channel.
I just want to say, I mean, it's been an incredible ride, and we're gonna miss the man, the myth, the legend, Matthew. Nifty time, crazy world we live in.
Yeah, and dude, of course, like we'll be coming back to the WIPs as a member of the WIP fam and all that good stuff. But I just want to shout Easy out too, because Easy is one of those guys like Rizzle that we worked together pre-WIP, pre all these things early on Scent. He was early in the Metaverse. One of my favorite memories, just period, in life, but especially from that time period. I don't know if you remember this, Easy, but like we when CryptoVoxels was simply Origin City, like that big square city. You and I, like, we flew around the whole boundary of the city, just like chatting one day for like, I think it was like a couple hours, just talking, flying, like, what are we seeing over here? Just
Late
riffing.
night flying. It was so fun. And then we had a few where like it would be a group of like Rizzle, you, me, Josie would be flying
Yep.
like hanging with us those times, and we'd go look
Yeah,
at like
yeah.
the new stuff being built. Incredible, bro. Yeah, those memories are deep lodged in my brain and heart.
Same, bro. Same. That was the best. It really was. Rizzle, kill this pregnant pause, please, bro.
Show would be so proud. I feel like shout out Show. You know, I have a lot of great memories of that, including the Metal Olympics and everything. I remember Easy, Matt, myself, Jimmy, DeFi Dad, and Josie just sort of like standing there in CryptoVoxels, just sort of, and everything was so jank and barely built up at all. It was like a barren wasteland. Decentraland wasn't even a thing yet, and everything. And you know, just sort of postulating on like, you know, what all this shit can be and evolve into and everything. And it's a shame we can't get into CryptoVoxels today. It was super jank and fun, right? And it works more than it does lately. But overall, it's crazy to think of, you know, this small group of enthusiasts where the metaverse was versus where it is today. And I'm sort of in the WIP gallery right now, and I'm watching one of these videos of the rideable vehicles from Paradox's project that was fully on chain, like zipping through something, and like custom VRMs, and like there's just so the space has just evolved. Yeah, it's exactly Ballistic Banana, like same thing here. The space has just evolved so much during the time that we, you know, first started coming out here and everything, and it's really amazing to see. It's awesome to have been here along for the ride with Matt, like pretty much the entire time, and it feels between doing the WIP and doing the podcast with Matt, it just feels like all one long, you know, continuum of time or thought or something. I don't know. It'll be wild. So Hidden Forces has a question. Yes, if anyone has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat here. Hidden Forces wants to know, so what about Matt's Twitter account? Going dark all over?
No, like I'll maintain the Twitter account, but yeah. And then like anything associated with the WIP, that's all been handed over. Dragonade has all the keys, all the wallets in his possession. Or not, for ambiguity's sake. Yeah.
I didn't realize TV is now retro.voxels.com. If anyone you know, wants to scavenge a link to Matt's place real quick, I'm not going to dig for it right now. But Matt, again, I think one of the biggest impacts that Matt had on the space early on is really being on the forefront and the bleeding edge of the crypto art movement, and we talk about that in the podcast a little bit, but Matt's impact on crypto art is fortunately all on the blockchain, because the dude has really been a thought leader over the years, especially early on when the space was so small. Not to minimize anything that he's been involved in lately, but you know, again, there were just so few people out here early that it was, you know, we were all right in the middle of it all. Paradox has a question. Will you be a speaker about your projects in the future? I assume you mean on the WIP.
Oh yeah, 100%. We talked about that on the pod too. We're basically just like giving the whole pod away. This is like a live action pod. But Rizzle, I'd probably push back. I would say I've never been a thought leader at all. I think one of the most beautiful parts about blockchain, like writ large, is the fact that you don't necessarily need to try to like get your thoughts out there when try to bloviate or talk or like think post, bot boy post, reply boy post, whatever. You just fucking do shit. You collect or you don't, right? You buy or you don't. And like the action speaks for itself and will be valued as such or not by the markets. So I just wanted to flag that because we see all these people trying to fucking talk and, you know, thought post their way to Valhalla. And it's just like, compared to that, just doing the damn thing is so much more rewarding. Even if there's not like a monetary benefit at the end of the day, at least you imprint yourself by action on this permanent, immutable ledger. So hope everyone takes that for what it is.
No. No one agrees with you. Everyone agrees with me. I think thought leader has like a bad connotation, and so I do understand what you're saying and how you're framing it and everything. But also, everyone fucking thinks you're wrong, man. Tough shit. You got to deal with it. You're an early thought leader in crypto art because of your actions. So that's part of it, dude. It's part of your fucking legacy. Another pregnant pause. Anyone else want to say anything? This has been going great. I appreciate everyone hopping on the mic. This is good shit. All right. We're going to keep moving then. If anyone's inspired, feel free to interrupt me or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this is Matt's last whip and there are no fucking rules anymore because I'm running shit. So there's no Matt to get me off the mic. Y'all are fucking stuck with me. So what are we doing? What is going on with the whip? Hang on. Let me see if I can upload this, this nice little thing I made. So as many of you would assume, Matt does things around here. He doesn't just show up and say boom. You know, he does a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, and it's not like it's not ridiculous stuff. It's not a lot of time-consuming stuff, but it is stuff. And so, you know, Matt's moving on to other things. In the short term, Dragonade and I are absorbing some of the stuff that Matt used to do. But hang on, let me see if this works. I made this fucking awesome thing. Yeah, look at that. The whip crew needs your help. Yeah, we need help. And we will reward you in love and whip coin. And I'm going to drop the link. Let's hope this shit works. I'm going to drop the link to the form here that I made. God damn it. Is this working? Give me one sec. Made a Google form, but I don't know how to do this. This is actually exemplifies my point. We need help. We need help doing shit, and including making forms. Hang on, let me drop the link. All right, I got it. Yeah, we don't need a replacement Matt, but we need help with some bullshit. And it's easy stuff. Someone please tell me if this works. Even if you don't want to help, just make sure you can click through this goddamn form. So there's like a handful of things that we could use some help with. If you are interested in helping out, being part of the crew, God damn it, fuck. All right, hang on. It's fucking so annoying. I'm gonna get this. Yes, anyone with the link, want anyone with the link to be able to respond? Yes. All right, try this one. We just do this in real time. It's the whip. I think that one will do it. I think. Yes. All right, cool. So, so as you can see, it's not a whole lot of shit. And if you want to help the whip, it's very easy to do it in a way that, you know, it's a very minimal time commitment. And a lot of the A lot of the stuff is stuff you can do in your own time. A lot of the stuff we don't necessarily need every single week. For example, sourcing guest speakers. If you or you know people doing cool shit and you want to help out with something like that, it doesn't have to be at a weekly clip. And you may look at our janky ass event and be like, hey, they need help here and there and there and there. And you know, you may bring those skills to the table. So I left an other category, and so for real, there's several other people who do things behind the scenes, including Foxy Yoga, Fabiana Patrizia, Show, Easy, you know, as well as Dragonate, myself, and everything. But Matt leaves a void, and you know, we're going to use this as an opportunity to try and streamline and get organized and keep the shit rolling in you know, a positive and productive direction and everything. So if you want to do some shit, I made that cool image for you, and you will be rewarded with love and WIP coin. So that is not the guest list. That's like the volunteer form. And feel free to leave your information, and I'll reach out to you if you want to help out with any of those things or anything beyond that. And guess what? If I don't get enough volunteers, I'm gonna just come hunt some of you down, whoever I think will be good at this shit, because I'm very fucking determined to keep this shit rolling. And I think this community is important, and I love what we do here every week. So, so yes, volunteer or I'll fucking hunt you down to get this goddamn newsletter and gifts made and guests sourced, and you know, we're gonna do this shit properly. So, feel free to fill out the form if you want to help out, and otherwise, and if you do that, you get to choose, you know, what you want to do, and otherwise, again, you run the risk of me coming after you. With that, I'm going to drop the link to the guest list as well, because even if you do not have time to volunteer or do shit on our behalf, it is appreciated that you come out here, and you're going to get Fabiana Patrizia a gift, as well as some WIP coin just for coming through. That form works because Show made it. And this is why we need proper help around here. Let's see. I'm going to, with that, I'm going to pause. I think that's just about everything. I'm going to drop the link to the parcel once again so people can get in here for a group shot. And I'm going to do one more pregnant pause if anyone else would like to say anything to Matt, or if Matt would like to hop on the mic or say anything. And otherwise, we're going to do a group shot and wrap this shit up.
Yo. Oh, it worked. Yeah. What's up? We got audio or not?
Yeah.
All right. I see what's going on here, Rizzle. I see what you're doing. Man, you got rid of Show like a few weeks ago now, and now you're putting like nifty time in the back of like a Buick, and you're driving it into the river in Philly. And man, I approve. I think it's good. I support the whole new like Rizzle regime that you've engendered, and eliminating the competition for your, you know, your dominance. It's time. I think it's a power move, and I support it. And you know, I'm part of the new, you know, Rizzle manifesto group. And yeah, man, just don't have me killed, man. Just don't bump me off. Honestly, though, I am a little bit upset. Yeah, man, nifty time. What are you talking about? You're going to work for NASA? You're working for some super group? I mean, it was an inevitability, I guess, but yeah, it's sad. I'm sad to see this guy, you know. It's not that you won't be around, because I know you will. You know, you're dedicated. You're part of the culture. But your voice will be not as loud. And, you know, you kind of downplayed that a little earlier. You know, I'm just a collector. I get it, you know, you're the world's most humble NFT collector, but you do lead by example, man, and you do have a big impact. I mean, you heard all these people talking about your honky ass up here. People love you. So yeah, it's the end of an era, man. It's crazy. It's kind of blowing my mind. I think if show comes back, I'll like, come down off the ledge. But yeah, I'm gonna miss you, man. I already miss you. Like you're not even faded yet, but yeah, hopefully I'll just reach out in other ways and try to connect, build other bridges besides this like public forum thing that more in line with your NDAs or whatever, these handcuffs you got to wear for your new job. But that's kind of all I had to say, man. Peace to you. Like you're obviously like center of WIP fam. Like this whole crew is based on like a brotherhood of sentiment, sisterhood of sentiment. It's about staying true to these fundamental morals and these fundamental like dreams. So yeah, man, it's been really real. I mean, hats off to you. I'm sure you're going on to about to do some crazy amazing shit, and that's great too. But yeah, I'm just pouring one out right here now, a 40 on the ground, and yeah, I'll miss you, man. Miss you a lot.
Dude, first of all, thank you for saying what I couldn't say earlier about like Rizzle's evil plan to take over the entire metaverse and have it under his firm control. Thank you for saying that. I couldn't say that.
I
He
knew it.
really murked me. But dude, it's been so cool to link with you in so many different cities around the world, right? Like Mexico City dinner was a highlight however many years ago that was. You're just such a fucking cool guy who has a crazy past, who's incredibly talented, super chill as well. So vibe off of that. And anyway, like I'm gonna be around. Like I'm a DM away. I'll be at the whips. It's probably gonna be easier to chat, to be honest. So I just want to say, throwing all the love back your way. You're awesome, man, and it's been an incredible ride. And yeah, all the times we've been able to meet and chat and break bread and especially drink, it's been incredibly awesome.
You better be around. I just know that I mean, I think I'd be somewhere around here maybe, but I wouldn't be here now like I am without Matthew onboarding me, taking the time to onboard me into Scent, sending me a little ETH. I was like, whoa, like who are these people? Like, what is this? I was just kind of getting into crypto, and he handheld me in, and I started on Scent, and I instantly was just like, this is where I fit with these weirdo nerds that like art and photography and music and technology. And so it's just, I always remember that. And big thank you for taking the time and doing that for me and many others.
That's great at holding hands. Appreciate everyone hopping on the mic. We're gonna do this group shot in Hyperfire right now. I'm gonna drop the link. If anyone has any last minute thoughts, you're gonna have to wait a sec because we're gonna do the Paradox theme song because we got the real Paradox in the house and do this group shot. So let's do the thing.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Alrighty, let's do this one last time with Matt as the heads. All right, cool. So if you are in world, we are going to go fly over to the hosted by Matthew big sign on one of the buildings. So I think most people are in the middle. Have a look around the buildings. You'll see a pretty big sign saying hosted by Matthew. So I want everyone to fly up and kind of hover above the word Matthew, please. It's just, yeah. And then let's get everyone in place. We're going to do 2 shots, but let's gather everyone here first. So... Come on, Cheddar. Someone's definitely not Nifty Time. MK. Come on, guys. Let's get going. Dragonate, if you want to play a little bit of light music or anything you prefer. I did not prep you. Cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna fly around and take some shots. Beautiful. Okie dokie, that's one. Let's move over to our second location. So, if you can follow the watermelon, please. We're gonna fly up just into the corner above the buildings to the little whip island, if you can see that. Okay, so head along the buildings, follow the watermelon. Okay, cool. Let's get Matt, if Matt is in world. You better be in world. Like, right at the very front, please. Yes, you are. Come stand where I am, Matt. Right at the front, please. Excellent. Right now, I'm gonna go herd some cats. Let's have a look. Right, last chance for, I think it's Cheddar. Hang on. Cheddar and MK, last chance. Come on, Easy. What's Easy doing? Alright, cool. Okay, the watermelon is flying up. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you very much. And as I said before, words are not enough today. Thank you, Matt, for everything. And I'll catch you again in the future. Paradox out.
Last breaking pause of the event. You're going to take this opportunity to drop some links that I think I dropped earlier, but I can't keep track. Link to our YouTube, link to our Farcaster channel. I don't think I dropped those earlier. That's where you can find us. Post shit there. Post things. Talking trash on Matt for rugging us. We have to reset the rug counter. Here is the guest book link for this week. Make sure you sign that so you can get the Fabiano Patrizia gift as well as the WIP coin for coming through. I also meant to drop the link to the WIP coin liquidity pool where you should dump all of your money now that you know Matt's not on the crew anymore getting WIP coin. You should also consider joining the crew and getting some more WIP coin of your own, and maybe we'll manifest that shit to be worth something someday. But either way, if you want to help us out, that would be dope. And we have a bunch of very simple tasks that you can pick and choose or make your own or fucking whatever. Anything y'all want to do, we would appreciate. Drop the link to the volunteer form, and we have our own fucking Discord now. So if you need these links, they're just here. You can come back and grab them and everything. So with that, we do not have an Afties this week. I did a whole lot of pregnant pausing in honor of Show, who is only temporarily dead, unlike Matt, who is permanently dead. Show should be back in a couple weeks, and that'll get Hidden Forces off the ledge. And I think that is everything for today. Appreciate everyone coming out, sharing stories. Matt, obviously appreciate you, man, and everything you've done for the space, and myself and everyone out here and everything. And I think that's just about everything. So stick around for the cheese song. Matt's got to say something awkward at the end here, so I'm going to pass the mic over to him.
Yeah. Anyway, just thank you everyone for showing up to the WIP today. And, you know, over the past 7 years, it's been a ride. It's been weird. It's been fucking awesome. And it will continue to be that. It's in good hands under the iron grasp of the Rizzle regime. So excited to see how that evolves and progresses. But yeah, thank you all and love y'all. Boom.
See, this is why y'all need to fill out the volunteer form. Dragonade's already overwhelmed. She's supposed to like roll the cheese song right away, like that. You know, there's like smooth transition. That was the end of the pregnant pauses.
Listen, normally Foxy is the one who does the cheese song. Okay, I just looked and realized that she is not here at the moment.
Join the WIP crew. We're fucking cool. She was here earlier. She did the pre-WIP.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, are you just not going to do it now?
Okay.
Okay, good.
I would love for everyone to go and purchase this. I would love to purchase.
Sunshine, mashed potatoes, I want chicken, cheese. Fuck yes. Oh, cheese, oh, cheese, oh, cheese, oh. This is awesome, 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 Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Pizza's good too. I like where this is going, yeah. Fuck yes, cheese. Kill the audio bombs with fire. Death to audio problems. Lactose intolerant people, I am so sorry. Give me that check. Give me that check. I got carried away. We all love a good token smart song. Cheddar, blue cheese. Better Way says cheese emoji. Randolph has cheese. Token smart with extra cheese. Death to audio. Audio problems. Death to audio. Problems. Cheddar is better. Won't go out for days. Cheese is life. Fuck yes. Oh, death to audio. Audio problems. Death to audio. Problems. Death to audio. A gift of cheddar cheese. Audio problem don't deserve to live. Two emoji with the tongue sticking out. Emmentaler and Gruyere. That almost rhymes. Cheddar is money given now. Spend some of your cheddar on that, please. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Rizzle says death to audio problems. Rizzle says death to audio. Lots of gifts of cheesy things, all up in the Discord of Token Smart. Oh, lots of gifts of cheesy things. Cat with heart eyes, clap, clap, clap. Cheese steak, cookies, hi, cheese is the best. Gifts of cat The little kitten says, LOL. And Elmo's on fire. And Ernie's got condoms on his ears. So fire. So fire. To audio. To audio. F to audio. LMAO. Give me cheese. Oh, give me death to audio. Death to audio. Vibe check. Vibe check. Death to high ping. I want some lemonade. Make cheese great again. Condoms on the ears. That's what it looked like to me. Oh, death to audio problems, to audio, death to audio problems, to audio. I'm vibing, make cheese lemonade. When life gives you rotten cheese, you make cheese lemonade. So much cheese and some sriracha, some cheese and some sriracha. Me vibing big time when Rizzle coins. You make nachos, you make nachos. Love the song so dope. Stuff that cheese in your face. Stuff that cheese in your face with jalapeno. With jalapeno. In your face, cheese whiz. Pickles, yes, cheese whiz. In your face, I said death to audio. To audio. Oh, death to audio. To audio. Oh, death to audio. To audio. Yeah, that's it. Oh my lord. Whew. I have to turn on the fan.